Hello and welcome back to another episode of Video Game Easter Eggs, the series where we take a look at some of the latest and not so latest Easter eggs in video games, with the only rule being they cannot have been featured on my channel before. In today's episode, we take a trip to a strange land in Mr Hopps Playhouse 2, we find a very large vegetable in Hunt Showdown, and we make friends with a killer bunny in For Honor. As always, if you think you know of an Easter egg that I'm yet to cover, then the best places to let me know are in the comments section or on my social media accounts, the links to which are in the description. Oh, and before we get started, let me just give you a very quick update on the PUBG Mobile Ignition Future League tournament that I entered earlier in the week. Now, as anyone who has seen me play mobile shooters before will know, I'm pretty bad, but that doesn't mean I didn't manage to score some kills with my freshly built Tesla.
Kill. Triple kill. Unfreaking believable.
Or soar across the map using the new air conveyors, which literally fire you into the sky. So yeah, I didn't win, but that doesn't mean that you can't. The iPhone 12 may be off the table, but don't forget you can still win some AirPod Pros courtesy of PUBG Mobile. Simply click the link in the description to find out more. Oh, and even though, again, I didn't win the tournament, I did still have fun playing PUBG Mobile, and to me that's the sign of a pretty decent game, one that you can enjoy even if you lose. So if you want to check it out for yourself and build your very own Tesla to mow down enemies with, then click the link in the description. Each click helps me and the channel out a ton, and what's the harm in trying something new? Once again, a big thank you to PUBG Mobile for sponsoring this video, and without further delay, let's get started. So first up is Mr Hopps Playhouse 2. Now, a few episodes back, we covered the original Mr Hopps Playhouse where we found a red balloon in a sewer, an obvious reference to Pennywise from It. Well, having recently released, Mr Hopps Playhouse 2 really upped the ante when it comes to Easter eggs. The first Easter egg from Mr Hopps 2 requires a keen eye for greenery. Scattered around the mansion are various plants. To activate this Easter egg, you need to approach each plant and interact with it. Now, some of these are really tricky to spot, such as this one that's hidden behind the banisters. But with enough perseverance and most importantly patience, you should have no problem finding them all. After interacting with the final plant, this will happen. So a box appears that when jumped on produces fruit. This is of course a reference to the Crash Bandicoot series and the crates that produce Wumpa fruit when jumped on. The other Easter egg from Mr Hopps 2 requires you to interact with 3 books found in the library. If you take a closer look at the books, the face of what appears to be a creeper can be seen, a clue of what's to come. After interacting with the 3 books, a secret door will open upstairs leading to this. So this secret area is an obvious reference to Minecraft. Now I'm sure there are plenty more Easter eggs hidden in Mr Hopps 2, and if you happen to know of any, then please let me know in the comments or on my social media accounts. Next up is the Eggcellent Splitgate. Now sometimes Easter eggs can be really hard to record. This could be due to hard to find items, hoping for a random event to happen, or a whole host of other issues that make certain Easter eggs a pain in the rear end. Well, the Easter eggs in Splitgate are really easy to find and record. What's made them hard to capture are the damn servers. For the past couple of weeks, actually being able to play Splitgate, in my experience anyway, has been near on impossible. At the time of recording this video, a queuing system has been implemented, but to record today's Easter eggs, I had to wait in said queue for 90 minutes. That's 9-0. Fingers crossed these issues are sorted before the game comes out of beta. Anyway, enough complaining. The first Splitgate Easter egg can be found on the Helix map. In one of the cells, you can find this. So this mask belonged to Hannibal Lecter, the cannibal serial killer who first appeared in Silence of the Lambs. The next Splitgate Easter egg can be found when looking out of a window on the Atlantis map. So these are the houses of SpongeBob, Squidward and Patrick from SpongeBob SquarePants. Fingers crossed that when the servers are more stable, more cool references like this can be found. Now, I've kinda given up on covering Easter eggs in Fortnite. The seasons and the map itself seem to change so regularly that when I do finally hop on to record something, that thing isn't there anymore. With that being said, there is a pretty unexpected reference that can be found on Spawn Island. In the large building surrounded by loads of satellites, you can find this. So this seemingly odd setup of a chair facing a filing cabinet is a reference to Control, where everyday objects can become objects of power that need constant supervision to make sure they don't cause chaos. Next up is a mobile game called Knox. Knox is one of those escape the room games where the solution to a puzzle is often so vague that you have no choice but to consult a guide to progress. Well, I mean, that's what I had to do to record this Easter egg anyway. Now, the Easter egg from Knox can be found in the children's bedroom. If you repeatedly try to open the wardrobe, this will happen. Oh, and be warned, jump scare incoming. So along with the aforementioned jump scare, a single red balloon can be found in the wardrobe. This is of course a reference, once again, to Pennywise. Now, it's been nearly 2 years since I made a video on the Easter eggs found in Hunt Showdown, but a couple of weeks ago the new desalle map released, and with it came a bunch of cool Easter eggs. First up, at this location on the map, you can find this. Yep, it's a giant pumpkin wearing a cowboy hat. I'm not sure if this has any meaning, so if you have any clues as to why this giant vegetable is here, then please let me know. Next up, at this location, you can find this. So it seems that this poor chap died after having his arm stuck between a rock and a hard place. This gruesome discovery is actually a reference to 127 Days, the James Franco movie about a man who was caught in a similar position and ultimately had to saw his own arm off to survive. Oh, and by the way, that movie was based on a true story. The final Hunt Showdown Easter egg is probably the best one I've found so far. At this location on the map, you can find this. So this entire location is a reference to Shrek's house from, well, Shrek. There's even a pony outside of the house, which is probably a reference to Shrek's noble steed Donkey, as well as the iconic toilet from Shrek 1. So the final game for today's video is For Honor. Now, for a Ubisoft game, For Honor doesn't actually have a crazy amount of Easter eggs, but with the various updates that the game has had, some cool references have been added. First up, take a look at the Instant Regrets execution and see if you can guess what it's referencing. So this execution is a reference to this scene from Ace Ventura, When Nature Calls, where Ace seems to suffer a similar fate. The final Easter egg can also be found in an execution, though this one is a lot more obvious. When performing the Deadly Hair execution, this will happen. So this execution that features a killer white rabbit is a reference to this classic scene from Monty Python and the Holy Grail. So that's it. As mentioned, if you know of any Easter eggs that I'm yet to cover, then the best places to let me know are in the comment section or on my social media accounts. The links, as always, are in the description. Remember, if you are a fan of Easter eggs, secrets, and tiny hidden details in video games, then perhaps consider subscribing, as that's what this channel is all about. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll speak to you all soon.